In this video, I'm going to cover the material on page 56 under A. Page 56 under A is about functions. A function is a special relationship between x and y. You could think of it as a box where you put x in and out comes a value of y. It's important to know that a function is not a function if you can ever put in x and get more than one value of y. We write a function like this, f of x. F of x means a function where x is the variable. For example, f of x equals 2x. We can substitute into the equation and get a value for f of x. We show what we want to substitute in by putting the number in instead of the x. So for example, here's f of x, 3x plus 6. F of 0 would be 3 times 0 plus 6, which would be equal to 6. F of 2 would be 3 times 2 plus 6, which would equal 12. F of minus 1 would be 3 times minus 1, which is minus 3 plus 6, which equals 3. Note that you could also substitute another expression. F of a minus 1 is equal to 3 times a minus 1 plus 6. You just put the a minus 1 exactly where the x was, which is 3a minus 3 plus 6, which is 3a plus 3. So the answer for f of a minus 1 would be 3a plus 3. And here you see how we worked it out. You're now ready to do the practice number 1 on page 56. Going on page 57 talks about the domain of x, which is the set of all values that x can have. Well, why couldn't x have all the values? For example, if you had, as an example 2, x is the radius of a circle, and y that we're going to calculate is the area of that circle. And so, of course, you have the expression y equals pi x squared. But in this case, what is the domain of x? Does it make sense for x to be a negative number? No, it doesn't make sense. Does it make sense for x to be 0? What's a circle with a 0 radius? That doesn't make sense either. And so in this case, the domain of x would be x greater than 0. Any positive number would be okay for this expression, but not 0. So we can represent our circle as a function by saying y equals f of x, where x is greater than 0. Recap. A function is a relationship between x and y. For any x, there can only be one y. So I have a question for you. Is the x-axis a function? How about the y-axis? The domain of x is the set of all legal values of x. We write functions like this. F of x equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. Or f of p equals 5p minus 13. It doesn't always have to be f of x. It could be f of any variable name. And that's about all. But by the way, the x-axis is a function. The y-axis is not.